another episode of Tina Renee's Dollhouse. I'm your host, Tina Renee. And today we've got the one, the only Ed Magik in the house.
Hi.
Welcome, Ed. He's got so much going on, so much to tell us about. He's got some celebrity interviews that he's recently done, and we want to hear all about it. Give it to us.
Okay, well, you know, I do produce, I'm the executive producer of Ed Magik TV.
Yes.
Ed Magik TV is about success and inspiration. We do lots of interviews. It's a series of interviews on YouTube.
Mm-hmm.
And we interview lots of celebrities, do a lot of red carpet events. And, you know, like people like Snoop Dogg, who's now Snoop Lion, and
Wait
recently,
a minute. Snoop Lion. You interviewed Snoop Dogg, who's now Snoop Lion, and did he give an explanation for the name change, the animal change, whatever?
Yeah, well, you know, this is the thing. We did the interview a little over a month ago, and so at that time, he was officially still Snoop Dogg. So
Okay,
we didn't even know that he had changed his name to Snoop Lion. Now, this is the story that I've heard, and I'll just kind of reiterate what I know about it, but I don't know everything about it. But I know that he went to Jamaica back in February of this year.
Okay.
And while he was there, he somehow found his
really good.
his new roots.
I know what he did. He found something good to smoke on and changed his name. He was going crazy. He was smoking on something really good and thought it'd be just a brilliant idea to go from dog to lion. I know what you did, Snoop. Okay.
Okay. Well, I'm not gonna go there, but all I do know
We
is
know
that
what you did.
while he was there, he changed his name, and he now looks at himself as Bob Marley reincarnated.
Oh dear God. Exactly. And
Yes.
my point has been proven. Moving along.
But anyway, we were at
Right.
his football camp over in Diamond Bar,
Mhm.
and he teamed up with Brett Lockett, who's an NFL Patriots player, you
Yes.
know, for the football team. And he had his camp, and Snoop had his camp, and they teamed up, and it was like a super joint football camp for the kids, you know, and it was awesome. And Snoop gave us a pretty nice interview. He was really pro kid and really all around a cool guy. And so in the interview, you get to see a side of Snoop that most people don't even know about. You know, it's a very sincere, very, you know, warm-hearted type of an interview.
Gangsters need love too. They have fuzzy spots too.
Yeah, so I really do think that Snoop Dogg has matured
Okay.
in such a way that now, of course, now that he's a father of you know, a teenager,
Mhm.
or actually a young man who's now going to college, and it's kind of cool to see him mature and grow in that aspect. And I think he's looking back on all of the situations that happened in his life, and he's trying to make good on it.
Okay. So you're doing interviews you're still doing this. Is it just celebrity interviews that you do with Ed Magik TV?
No, actually, we do interviews of very interesting people that are doing successful things. You know, so it's all about success and inspiration. Just recently, we did the Callywood Awards, and my friend Cassandra Calloway puts that on. This is the 3rd annual Callywood Awards.
What exactly is Callywood Awards?
Well, Callywood is a name that, of course, Cassandra Calloway
okay.
created, and basically it honors up-and-coming talent and also recognized talent. As a matter of fact, Karen White was there.
Okay.
And so she's back from her hiatus. She has a daughter who's now 20 and going to college. And so basically Karen took time out for her life to you know, raise her child. It was really awesome.
So, I'm sorry, go ahead.
Yeah. So with Karen, it's her whole theme now is seize the day.
Seize the day.
Yes, Carpe Diem. That's her new CD now, and
Okay.
she wrote a book, and yes, it was pretty good interview. So that's going to come out on Ed Magik TV pretty soon, and also I'm going to have the audio of it on my new radio show.
New radio show.
Yes.
Do tell. I didn't know anything about it. Go.
Yes, well, I have a new radio show that's going to, you know, that's going to air on Blog Talk Radio.
Blog Talk Radio.
Yeah,
Okay,
that's
great.
right. Under Callywood. Callywood is the name under Blog Talk Radio. So you can go to blogtalkradio.com /Callywood, and that's spelled CALLYWOOD.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now, so are you collaborating with her? How does that?
Yeah. Well, I sent one of my Snoop Dogg interviews to Cassandra, and she liked it. She aired it, and a lot of people liked the interview. And then so she just offered me a radio slot.
Ooh,
Yeah.
that's nice.
Yeah.
Now, I know you mentioned that you, for Ed Magik TV, and I guess for the radio show as well, you look for interesting talent. What would, warrant one to be considered interesting talent? Do they need to reach out to you? Are you just looking on YouTube for different, how would one get on the show?
This is the thing. I get invited to lots of events, a lot of celebrity-related events, and other events, some charity events, and then there's just other places and things that I'm about and around. And if I see somebody that's doing something really, really special in the community, then I will approach them and do an interview, pretty much like what you do, And so, the interviews, though, are focused around success and inspiration because, once a person has reached a certain level of success and they're putting out these great, super positive vibes and what have you, I want to find out what's behind that. What inspired them to do what they do, and then what drives them to become successful. So that's what Ed Magik TV is about. I also have a show called Vaya Conmigo, which is about
what does that mean?
Well, it is a made-up word. Vaya Conmigo is
I didn't think it sounded right.
It's kind of like a combination between Vaya con Dios.
What is that?
Which means go with God.
Ooh, I love it.
Yes. And Baila conmigo, which means dance with me.
Go with God.
Conmigo,
And dance with me.
Well, not go with God and dance with me, but there are two different phrases. And so I took one part of one phrase and then I married it to the second part of the other phrase. So vaya conmigo, if you were going to try to translate it, it would mean come go with me or something like that. Or go with me.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay, so
anyway, the show is about Latino culture in Los Angeles and surrounding communities.
Great.
And we've gone all over the different places in Los Angeles. We interviewed city officials from the Baldwin Park. We've interviewed Elvis Crespo. We've interviewed Daniela Brazil. She has the Oye Samba dance show. A whole bunch of people. We play music videos, we show live performances, and we do interviews, and we show arts and crafts. We show everything that's cultural and Latino in Los Angeles.
Okay, now, is that on YouTube as well?
No, actually that was broadcast. It was
Really?
broadcast on Berea Vision, channel 31.6 digital.
Okay.
HD digital, and that area, the coverage area for that was from north of just around Santa Clarita all the way down to the northeastern part of San Diego. So it covers all of Los Angeles, Orange County, and all the communities between those 2 points I mentioned.
So now, are you doing all the traveling to these various locations, or filming, or making sure that these interviews go, or is it someone else? Is there some sort of a team? Are you doing this yourself?
Yes, I do.
Really?
Yes.
How do you juggle all? Because I know you have other projects. You have movies.
Yeah.
You have all sorts of things. How are you juggling all these different projects? Is that possible?
Planning.
Planning,
yes.
Do you have a team, a committee that helps you?
I have a number of people that work on the production team, yeah.
Okay. Let me ask you, what do you think is key to success in your own definition?
Well, I have to just take from what a lot of other people have told me, and just from my experiences, it's about having a goal and pursuing that goal and having faith that you will achieve that goal,
yes,
that I'll achieve that goal, or that anybody achieves that goal, and then actively taking action, and being persistent about it. You have to apply yourself, and you have to go for it. You have to really be relentless, not let up. And if there are any obstacles that come your way, you just have to work through them.
That's right.
And I think that's really the key to success. The only time when you really truly fail is when you accept it.
I like that. The only time you really truly fail is when you accept it. I like that.
Yeah.
That's nice.
So if you accept failure, you know, you're going to fail.
Then that's what it'll be. Absolutely. Where do you expect to see yourself within the next 5, 7 years from now?
That's a good question. I like that. I look to be in front of the camera. And as a matter of fact, I've been in two movies this year. And I'm scheduled to be in 2 more before the end of the year.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
You want to talk?
Well, one is called Note to Self, and that's going to possibly be released in December of this year.
Okay.
The other one is called Saving Little Italy, and that's in production right now.
I didn't even know you act. You act, Ed? You know how to act?
Hey man, you know, I do these voices and all these crazy things. You know, sometimes I think I'm a Jamaican, but I'm just fake and a Jamaican.
I think
so, yes.
I love it.
I already have 50 jobs anyway, so.
Literally.
Yeah.
This is the hardest working man in show business.
Whatever.
You know what? Which brings me to a question. I know you wear many titles: executive producer, owner, founder. What if you had to sum it all up in one title?
I am also Black Russian.
A Black Russian.
Duh. You can order me in any bar. Just ask for me by name. They serve me on silver platter.
I love it, Ed.
Duh.
What else can you do? Give me Australian. I love Australian accent.
Australian. I mean, I'm not from Australia, and that's the land down under. I'm really working on it. I'm working on it, mate. But I'm not quite there yet. You know.
Ed, where can we find you? Where can we keep up with all the awesome, wonderful things you're doing? Give us information.
Okay.
Facebook, Twitter, what do you have? How can we stay? And then give out, if you have an email where we can, because maybe there's some talent out there that says, hey, I don't know, I have all this talent and I want to show it to someone, and you know, where can that individual link up with you?
Well, I have a number of accounts, social media. I have Facebook.
What's Facebook?
Okay, facebook.com/Ed Magik, EDMAGIK.
Okay, so spell magic again because it's not spelled traditional.
Okay, Ed is in education.
ED.
Yes, ED. MAGIK.
MAGIK. Well, when you don't spell it right, I don't know what to say. Okay, cool. So that's Facebook. Are we on Twitter?
Twitter, yes. Same thing. And also I have accounts for Ed Magik TV as well.
Okay.
And Viacom and all the other things. Yeah, that's EDMAGIK.
Okay.
You know, at Ed Magik. And then also I have a website, www.edmagictv.com.
Okay.
And I'm working on edmagic.com. So edmagic.com is active, but I'm updating it.
Okay, cool. And I want you to definitely give out an email because there's so much talent out there that needs to be exposed, and they just don't, you know, have the right people to link up to. So give out your email. Someone can send a video of
yeah, if anybody wants to send anything to me, they can do it via info@edmagictv.com.
info@edmagictv.com. Okay, cool.
That's right.
Facebook, Twitter, email, connect. Ed, it's always a pleasure.
Yes, thank you so much.
Ed, with all his accents. Thank you for tuning in. It's always a pleasure to have you. Tune in next week. We'll see you then.